Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Liz. We are back with another weekly reading. So we are going to see what this week has in store for you, different energies that are coming in, and we have 3 choices for you. This deck is a lot of fun. Our special guest oracle is the Everyday Witches Familiar deck, which I just used in a reading that I hope you'll watch. Not a lot of people are seeing it, but it was such a fun reading. It was what are your magical abilities and magical talents? It was so much fun. We got a lot of info in that reading, but I used this deck in that reading, so I felt very drawn to use it again. So if you want to find out what your animal familiar is, definitely check out that reading. But today you have a choice of 3 familiars to choose from for this week's message. So let me show you your choices. For group 1, you have the koi fish. Group 2, you have the spider. And for group 3, we have the unicorn. So we got tarot, we got tea leaf cards, we got charms, a lot of information. I'm excited to dive in. Let's take a nice deep breath together. This might give you a little bit more time to decide. No rush, take your time. And please remember, have fun with my readings. Not every reading is going to resonate, so hopefully this one does, but my readings are meant for entertainment purposes. So if you're listening to this and you feel like it's not resonating, definitely leave it behind for someone else. I always like to say too, I say it every single week, but I think it's important, especially if you're new to this, if you get a challenging card on any specific day, it does not mean that day is going to be a bad day. We're just looking at different things that might be coming up, different themes, different things you already might be dealing with. And I also read it with the charms. And on that note, certain charms might mean something specific to you. So like, for example, if you get this one, it could be that you're going to a theater performance or, you know what I mean? Something like that. It can get as specific as if you got this one, maybe you're getting a new ceiling fan one day. Like, I don't know, like have fun with it. Whatever you get from the charms too, feel free to read along with me because they can get kind of specific too. So yeah. Definitely let me know, comment below, and come back next week and let me know how things unfolded. But we will get started. We'll start with group number 1. Hello, group 1. If you chose the first card, which I don't know what it is yet, but you do, then this is your messages about what is coming up this week. So your weekly messages, that wasn't a very good shuffle. We're using the Witches Familiar Oracle, the Everyday Witches Familiar by Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Elba. I love this deck. I actually just used it in a reading. We did a reading about your special magical gifts and abilities. So if you want to check that out, there we go. I like the card just sort of flew out there. What do we have? We've got the koi, so water, koi fish. Okay, so I will get the book. We're going to read from it today. But let's get you your tea leaf cards. Plenty of material things with the bold. All over the deck. Group 1, what's happening this week? What can group 1 expect this week? You've got the crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. All right. All right. Okay, let's start by reading the koi card. So, you know, for some watching, this could be very obvious. There could be like a baby shower this week that you're attending, or just someone could, you know, that could be what the plenty of material things is in combination with the crib. Made me immediately think of like a baby shower or receiving gifts. But there's a lot of other interpretations. Let me just find, there we go. Okay. All right, so it says, koi are a kind of carp that are bred for their beautiful colors and graceful fan-like fins and tails. They come in a wide variety of shades, and many people collect them in koi ponds designed to be tranquil and attractive. In Chinese culture, the koi symbolize abundance, strength, and family harmony, but their most common association comes from Japan, where they are a symbol of good luck and prosperity. It says this card is always a happy one to draw. It indicates that good things are coming your way, although there's no telling exactly what form those things will take. Oh, I love that. Group 1. Perhaps you'll get an unexpected windfall or gift you don't expect. Okay, I'm really feeling that this week for you. So some sort of gift, something you didn't, you know, you didn't anticipate. It says perhaps you will simply have one of those days where all of the pieces fall into place. That'd be nice too. Either way, be sure to appreciate whatever positive experiences the koi send you, and if you can, share them with others. Yeah, I'm getting that with plenty of material things. Like there's sort of this feeling of like there's enough to go around, there's enough to share, or you're wanting to share something that comes in this week. It says good luck and prosperity are as much a product of attitude as they are of chance. Make sure you are open to the possibilities that might arise and create as many opportunities as you can for luck to flow in your direction. Embrace beauty and joy and see what happens. Wow. Okay, so a lot of abundant energy this week, and oh my goodness. Okay, so that was strange. I have to tell you what just happened. I just glanced at my phone and an app popped up. It looks like my grocery store app. And there was like this wheel you can spin. I'm pretty sure they do that weekly. Like you can spin to see what your deal is this week or if you get like a free product or something. But that was very strange. So there's something definitely about like luck or chance I'm getting now that I saw that sort of Wheel of Fortune energy. So let's see what your tarot cards have to add for this week. And like I said, this could be this could be just the abundance that comes along with, bringing a baby into the world. And this also, it says, it could be the birth or conception of an enterprise as well. So really it's just like Empress energy. There's some sort of theme of creation this week, or, it could be a creative idea that you're bringing to life, or something you wanted to work on that you want to create, but you're creating something this week. Plenty of material things in the koi fish, so some sort of good luck this week. It did specifically mention receiving a gift, which I think is interesting, so let me know, come back at the end of the week if it ends up happening. Okay, so let's get some cards for the days. You've got Ace of Wands on Monday. One. 10 of Pentacles on Tuesday, which makes a lot of sense with our cards. Wednesday. You've got the 7 of Wands Wednesday. Thursday, you've got the 9 of Cups. Friday, you've got 5 of Pentacles. Saturday, you've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands coming in Sunday. Look at that. King and Queen of Wands for the weekend. I want to mention something that happened because it's kind of just sticking in my mind. When I was getting ready to do the reading, the card, the Wild Boar, popped out. And sometimes when that happens, I'm like, okay, is this relevant to the reading that's coming up? And then I thought, okay, well, if it was meant to come out, I'll shuffle it again. And I didn't. But now I can't get it out of my head. So I have to find it. Because I think it's a message for someone. And I read it. And there it is. Okay. It keeps popping into my mind, so there must be something to it. But anyways, I'm getting Wednesday. There's something you've gotten to the point where you're sort of like really having to stand your ground with something, or something has like, honestly, maybe even pissed you off enough to get moving, because that's what the card was about, like to get something moving or to like create some sort of change. I'm getting that must be a message for someone. Okay, there's like something, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm just angry enough to like overcome this obstacle, or to make a change, or to set a firm boundary, or to express myself, or something like that is coming through. Sorry, let me just move the camera a bit. So I move a lot when I talk. I'm very expressive when I talk, so sometimes if the camera's against my chair, it'll end up, oh my goodness. The camera's not wanting to stay up right now for some reason. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so let's get you some charms and then we'll dive in. Got a little bit of everything today. We've got wands, cups, actually no swords. We've got some pentacles. Okay. All right. Oh, look at this. You've got a fish. I know it's not the same kind of fish, but it's kind of cool that you've got a fish. Got the anchor. You've got the home here. lots of elements of like balance and support coming in. I want to say something that's coming through intuitively. I feel like you could be helping someone this week, okay? You could be donating money, you could be donating time or energy to help someone, you could be donating some physical items this week, but I am seeing you doing something generous or gifting someone something, as well as possibly, just like the card mentioned, you yourself receiving a gift. I'm seeing you helping somebody, okay? Going out of your way to make a difference in some way this week, okay? It could be something you're planning already, or it could be something that just sort of happens spontaneously. Like maybe, I see those videos sometimes of like maybe, someone forgets their card at the grocery store and you see those people, it's like, oh, I've got it, or even like just helping someone in some way. Maybe you buy your friend lunch or something like that, or like it doesn't always have to be like huge, massive expensive gestures necessarily, but it sometimes the little things can make a big difference. And of course, if it's within your means to do so, maybe you are helping someone with really like grand financial help or something like that, or a gift, or giving someone something that they need. But I am seeing you helping or just feeling called to help this week, and that could actually be why I was drawn to the boar. There could be a situation that's just made you very angry in order to fight for somebody else, okay? But justice does seem very important to you this week. Fair, balance, and generosity is coming up strongly. Some of you could be kind of going through some items and realizing, whoa, I've got too much stuff. I need to donate some of this, okay? I know like in my city, there's different places people bring stuff that they don't want. I know that there are places in my city where when you donate those items, it is directly going to people in need. Maybe that's something that you're doing, is kind of going through some items, and maybe there's people in need. And even on Facebook, I've seen like there's some sites or some pages on Facebook. It's like you can join, and if you need something, you can donate it. So people will say, oh, I need some extra pet food this week. I ran out. Payday's not till Friday. People looking for certain items for their home that they may not be able to afford. So like different things like that. Maybe you're seeking this out to help, or maybe you are just, something's kind of just happening that you're witnessing and you're like, you know what, I really want to help. So that's one of the things I'm getting right away. And this could be because, again, you're experiencing something lucky or some abundance and prosperity that you just want to share with people around you. Okay, let's get into the day by day looks. I love, you've got Ace of Wands coming in Monday. One thing that's coming in, I'm seeing some of you are decorating your home. This is very specific, but some of you are like moving things around your home. Like you're moving one lamp from one room to another room, just to kind of freshen the energy without having to spend money on new decorations. Or you could be doing like, I'm seeing some of you going to like some sort of swap meet or something like that. I'm seeing you use what you have to kind of freshen a space and maybe redecorate. Reimagining is coming through. So some of you could be reimagining things that you already have to redecorate or freshen up your space. Monday, I'm also seeing this could be the day where the birth or conception of the enterprise or idea could be coming in, because I'm seeing some of you could be getting a really good idea coming up this day. And, it could be, I'm getting a lot about repurposing things. So maybe it's like an idea of how to like repurpose something or use something that you have. I am seeing you being quite resourceful with this, all right? I'm seeing just a lot of creative energy Monday, and I'm also seeing you very like, I always, with this one, I see anchored to a dream, because it's like the star and then the anchor. Let's get like you're anchored to something. The star could represent inspiration. Anchors also represent, it depends what it comes out with, but sometimes I get, okay, it's time to set sail. And other times it's kind of time to sort of settle in. Okay, it really kind of depends. So take what resonates. You do have the house, the birdhouse. This can talk about guests. I was getting something about the sale of a home or discussions around moving, relocating. I'm getting a lot today. So I'm getting a lot of specific things that obviously won't apply to everyone, but some of you are having discussions about Airbnbs just popped in. So, of course, take what resonates. On to Tuesday, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. You've got these scales, and you've got, this is actually a funny charm because it's broken. It came from a different charm. It was actually a fairy, and then the skirt fell off, and now it's just the legs, but it looks to me like a mushroom with two stems. And I'm seeing that with the scale, like there's something about, I'm getting something about balance. So balance could just be sort of like a focus for you on Tuesday in some way, work-life balance, or just balance in finances possibly, because it's the Ten of Pentacles. And I did get justice energy coming in as well this week. There could be a decision that you're trying to like weigh options with as well on Tuesday. Overall, I'm just getting a feeling of security and support on Tuesday. This could be the day where you're really feeling this energy of plenty of material things. Something lucky, because the fish is making me think of the koi. Again, I realize I don't really know what kind of fish this is. I always just say salmon. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a feeling of prosperity and abundance and security. And it's not about like, again, I'm not getting this as like more, like let's bring in more. It's like enjoying what you have, enjoying and appreciating and using what you already have. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing Tuesday. Yeah, definitely. I'm getting a lot early in the week for some about the sale of a home, or possibly even finalizing details about a home. On Wednesday, you've got an interesting combination. So you've got the Seven of Wands there. So this is a day where you're feeling like you're fighting for something. You've got a Scorpio charm. Inside of the one I use is like 10 of Wands or hard work with a butterfly on top. So talk about transformation energy, Scorpio and a butterfly. So you're experiencing some sort of big change. Some of you could be experiencing change at work. Some of you, this change has to do with like something you feel is unfair. You've taken the workload of something. So this could be actually balanced out as well. Wednesday is the day where I feel like this Boar card that I was thinking of that popped out earlier is really coming in. There's something that's just like enough is enough, or you're standing up for yourself, or setting a firm boundary, or fighting for something. I don't know where to go. I just put it back in there, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, I'm seeing this on Wednesday. You're feeling like strongly about something. You're standing up for something that you believe in. There may be sort of like an Aquarius in your life that's particularly important if it's not you, as well as a Scorpio. Are two signs being brought up. Okay, so I usually say this is like main character energy that day, or people that you're closely working with. But yeah, there's some sort of work change or change related to something that's been, I'm getting, yeah, something you've been carrying the load of, you've been carrying the burden of something is starting to shift. On to Thursday, you've got 9 of Cups with the Mermaid. I love that. You've got the little horse pulling the little person on the wagon, or the whatever it is. It looks like a racehorse. And then you've got this one here. I was just thinking of like closeness with somebody. Let me just look here. 9 of Cups is really a beautiful, abundant card as well. Okay, it's a feeling of wish fulfillment and contentment, feeling just very content. That card too also makes me think of abundance and sharing with the people that we love. I'm seeing you're just feeling so much generosity this week. You're feeling called to give in some way, in multiple ways. You know, it could be multiple things throughout the week, but you're just feeling very generous and very giving. I'm seeing you're particularly feeling content in a certain relationship this Thursday. It could be a romantic relationship, doesn't have to be, but there's just a lot of love around you. And you're very in tune with your emotions, very in tune with your emotions. Something is also speeding up or moving on Thursday. This is also making me think of Chariot energy as well. So there could be almost like a feeling of success or overcoming some sort of obstacle as well on Thursday. The moon's kind of like right in the middle. So, you know, that could just be sort of like the moon card energy. Let me see if I'm picking up on anything. I love this charm so much. Sometimes I honestly love it so much that I debate. I wish I'd gotten 2 because I would have loved to use it as a necklace as well, but I just love having it in the charm kit. You've got the little parachute, the 5 of Pentacles, and the acorn. This too could be the day where there's like something starting. I do think this week you're getting a lot of really creative ideas. And in general, you're feeling like fired up this week, whether it be about this, you know, new idea or enterprise, or just a goal that you have, or even just, like I said, something you're defending or standing up for, or your desire to give and make a difference is really powerful this week. A lot of Wands energy this week. It's like the main suit that we have. But 5 of Pentacles, this is sort of the day where I feel like you are trying to make some sort of difference for someone, or you're seeing a situation of lack, or someone who needs something. And I think you're making a difference. And what's interesting is ordinarily I actually get this as like, this is affecting you. In this situation this week, I see this as strongly affecting someone you're watching this happen. So again, you're trying to make a difference. I'm seeing possible like Pisces energy as well as the Aquarius Scorpio on the board too. There's a situation that you might feel like you're just sort of, you're not getting what you need from it anymore. So you're deciding to kind of like get out of the situation. The parachute, it's like saving yourself from something or saving someone from something, okay? To improve the situation going forward. I'm seeing you, by the way, like this is High Priestess energy to me sometimes. So with the moon, like very intuitive. I mean, these terms don't, it's not just saying, oh, you're just intuitive on Thursday, but like it's being brought up. So highly intuitive this week too. I'm getting like there could be a situation where you know someone needs help and they haven't even told you. Like they haven't even said something. So maybe you're finding a way to kind of offer this assistance without necessarily them telling you. Okay, on to the weekend. You've got the ice cream cone. You've got the stop sign, the screw. Okay, the little, whatever you call it, I think it's called a screw. And then you've got the ladybug reading the book under the mushroom. You've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So there could be someone you're sort of like teaming up with, someone who is very like-minded and equally as passionate about certain things. And the two of you are just like ready to create some sort of change. This could be business, this could be this enterprise, you know, but I am seeing you like on a mission, and particularly this weekend feeling very passionate about something. Again, it could be creative. It could be just something that you're doing to do with work. I'm seeing Saturday in particular is quite fun. You've got the ice cream cone. So whenever I see the ice cream cone, I know it's just going to be like a fun kind of day, or you're doing something that you're enjoying in the moment. You've got the ladybug reading the book under the mushroom. I always think of this as like expanding your knowledge about something. And the ladybug is also a symbol of luck. Ladybugs have become a really big symbol for me. And I've seen them a lot during like big life changes for me in my life. So like I'll see a ladybug, you know, in my life, and it just kind of gives me a little bit of it just tells me something. I always see it as like a messenger. So something about that, there could be information on its way to you. But yeah, Saturday is a feeling of confidence. And honestly, in general, I feel like you're a very charismatic person and you have the power to lead, okay? And to do really big things and make a change. So I'm getting that this weekend, you're just feeling like very, I don't know, there's something about being in charge, or you're in your leadership energy, whether that be entrepreneurial or just, again, in general. I'm seeing you feeling maybe a little bit more social this weekend. The stop sign's interesting with this. Like there's something about, the stop sign just tells us to pause and look. Okay. So we're like, I'm getting to tell you to pause and look around. I'm getting something about persistence, your persistence paying off. You've got big plans this weekend, or something you're planning, or motivated to have happen like the following weeks. Getting ready for something big and exciting, honestly. I'd love to know if this resonates, Group 1. Let me know if this makes sense. We will see you next week. Definitely keep me updated, and I hope you have a great week. Hello, Group 2. If you chose the second animal, then this is your messages for the week ahead. Let's see what is in store for you this week, what kind of energies might be coming in. We're going to use the, oh, there we go. We're going to use the Everyday Witch's Familiar Oracle, which I just used in a reading about your magical gifts and abilities. So if you haven't watched that, check that out. YouTube's not suggesting it to as many people for some reason. And I loved it. It was such a fun reading. It's all about like your magical gifts and what you need to know about them. And we also pulled an Everyday Witch's Familiar. So if you want to know like what your familiar is right now, definitely check that out. But let's see what's coming in this week. You've got the spider. Ooh, very artistic card. Look, all of the paint. And there's pencil crayons. Very nice. I love this card. So that's air energy. Number 8, spider. So let's get you your tea leaf cards. Group 2, it's coming in this week. So you're very creative this week, that I'm seeing, or you're wanting to create. Some of you are joining an art class or a group or something with other people. You could be doing one of those like paint nights or something like that, or just doing a fun class, or doing something crafty with friends, create a bunch follower. I'm going to try and just get 1 or 2. We don't need that many. Okay, group 2, what's happening this week? Reconciliation with the pineapple. Could be an apology or some forgiveness this week, or someone wanting to mend a situation. Group 2, what's happening this week? Oh, group 2, what's happening this week? Get back to basics with the quill. All right, so let's read Spider, and then we'll kind of just look at our main energy, and then we'll get you the details, the day-by-day details, day-by-day forecast with the tarot. So this is air energy. Let's see. Great. Spider. Okay, so the spider is able to create complicated webs with the silk it spins out of its own body. It is patient, agile, and fast, and the webs themselves are surprisingly strong for such delicate-seeming structures. While many people are uncomfortable with them, spiders are actually useful and, with a few notable exceptions, harmless. The spider has been featured in numerous myths, including a Greek story of Athena and, Arcane, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and the West African story of the trickster god Anansi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Apologies if I'm not. They represent creativity because of their beautiful webs, of which no two are alike. Ooh. So it says, if you get the spider card, the universe is likely telling you to get creative. Creativity can take many forms, and only you know which one is right for you. Writing, painting, pottery, music, and even practical approaches like carpentry. Whatever creative endeavors attract you, now this week is the time to put your heart and soul into them. So this is going to be a creative week where the cards want you to really embrace this energy, and there could be a reason for it. Creativity, like spider webs, is completely individual. Are you allowing your inner muse to shine, or are you finding excuses like lack of time or ideas to cramp your style? Yeah, I think that's interesting with the ideas. Like, I don't have any ideas. Just get started. Like, I'm just imagining you with like a blank canvas and some paint and being like, I don't know what I want to paint. Just start. You know what I mean? Do your own thing, and don't let anyone, not even your inner critic, which is often tougher than anyone from the outside, tell you that it isn't good enough. Practice until you get better, or play around with fun. Creativity feeds the soul. What are you doing to feed yours? Yeah, creativity is really important. You know, and whatever it is, it gave some examples. Like, it's funny because it mentioned pottery, and I imagine some of you doing a pottery class. So I don't know, because immediately when I saw this, I thought of a class, like one of those paint nights, or like those little, like, you know, a lot of times, depending on where you live, like there's like your town might have like, oh, there's this painting class this day at this place or something like that. Cookie decorating. Maybe you're interested in creative writing or something like that, or content creation, maybe, you know, whatever form this takes. I feel like this is your focus this week. You also have get back to basics. So this for you might be getting back to basics. And even creatively, if you're in a bit of a creative rut, or you're feeling a little bit stuck, it could be saying, hey, now's the time to get back to basics, get back to like the fundamentals of something. And then you also have the pineapple, so reconciliation. So there could be some themes around like reconnecting with somebody, or maybe putting something, you know, that was challenging in a relationship behind you. So let's take a look at the tarot. We're going to get you a tarot card for every single day of the week and see what kind of energies are coming in. Have fun with it. I kind of look at the cards as a whole and how they connect with each other. So let's just see what's coming in this week. Okay, group 2. What do we need to know about this week? Monday, you've got the 7 of Wands. Group 1 had that too. Okay, Tuesday, you've got the Page of Pentacles. Wednesday, 4 of Wands. Thursday, Page of Wands. Not surprised to see that. Friday, you've got the 9 of Swords. You could be feeling a little bit anxious about something. Friday, this could be why it's saying get back to basics. Maybe there's something that's kind of gotten like, I'm hearing too complicated, so we'll get there. 2 of Cups on Sunday. Okay. I thrifted this. I thought it was cute. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but it like fits this deck perfectly. Okay, so this is very strange, and this has never happened, but I'm redoing charms. A couple of things happened, and actually I just made the connection. You might be, with Get Back to Basics, going back to restart something. I just clued into that because, again, this has never happened quite this way, and I debated how to do this, but I had an audio issue in group 2, which kind of sealed the deal, because honestly, while I was editing, I wasn't happy with it. I didn't get as many charms. There was one charm that I missed that I could have talked more about, so I was just like, I wasn't happy. And then the audio, I don't know if it connected to my Bluetooth, I don't know what happened, but I took that as a sign to restart, and I'm giving myself permission to do that. This kind of thing sometimes stresses me out because it's like, oh no. But then I think, okay, maybe that wasn't the messages meant to reach you. Maybe I was supposed to reshuffle. And then now that I see the connection between Get Back to Basics, maybe there's something about restarting. I don't know. So we're going to reshuffle some charms. I'm going to get a little bit more. And we're just going to try again. Because, yeah, this is very strange. Like I said, it's not something that happens often, but like having to redo something. So I feel like I'm not doing a good job today with my charms. I don't know. Maybe there's something you're being hard on yourself about, or having difficulties with, or overthinking. This is a little bit of perfectionism, I think. I don't know, but I'm going to take it as a message to start over with something. Go back to the beginning or start over if need be. Okay, so we'll get into it. I don't know where I would have cut off the reading, but I think we just discussed reconciliation as a theme of your week, getting back to basics, which is coming through very, very strongly. Getting something about like getting back to the fundamentals of something, so like relearning something possibly, especially because you have the 2 pages. Oh, interesting, because you've got the bus. Maybe something about education. Some of you could be seeking out more education, especially, yeah, with the pages. But yeah, we'll go through. I'm definitely seeing something about a celebration this week. Okay, let's get into the charms and kind of restart. It's so strange. Again, like, I'm just going to take it as part of the message because the audio thing sealed the deal. I'm like, what is happening right now? Okay. So you've got the bottle and open. Maybe you're opening up a situation that's been like, because I always think of this as like something bubbling up. Like, you know, when you shake a bottle, you got to kind of let it like simmer and kind of relax before you open it. You've got the horse jumping over the hurdle, something about overcoming some sort of obstacle. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but this initially when I had pulled it out was in reverse, and I don't often take reversals. Occasionally I do, or I just make note in my head of the way it came out. It really just depends on how I'm intuitively feeling. So having said that, with reconciliation in mind, and the fact that I see the word open and then this little bottle and then the horse jumping over the hurdle, I'll say this. There could be a situation with somebody where you're agreeing to disagree, or at least be open to what they have to say. I'm really feeling this now. Like, this is just, it's so funny. Now that I've reshuffled, everything's coming out so much more clear. Okay, that's so strange. Okay, yeah. You know that idea of like, sometimes we listen to respond, not to hear? I feel like you're listening to respond or to hear. You're listening to hear what the other person has to say. You might not agree, and there may be some points that you really want to stand up for or defend. And I certainly think that you should defend your boundaries or anything that's really important to you. I don't think that you should, not do that. But I do think that there could be a discussion where you're being open to what they have to say. Someone's been bottling something up, or you've been bottling something up. So I think that this discussion could be productive. I think it just depends on how it's going to go. But I think at least with my feeling, group 2 is that it's getting out of the way early on in the week. Okay, you've got your persistence will pay off soon. You've got the nail polish Tuesday and the Page of Pentacles. So your persistence is going to pay off soon. But yet at the same time, I've got a lot about you like starting something. I was getting something, and I saw this on Friday about something getting too complex, okay, or too complicated. So that could certainly be at play. Some numbers here, 9, 10, 17, 20, 26, 43. Maybe by getting back to basics, it'll say like, if you just stick to the basics and just follow the steps, your persistence will pay off, and it could happen actually sooner than you think. That's kind of what I'm getting. The nail polish is an interesting charm. This could literally be a nail polish or a nail polish appointment. Oh my goodness. Nail appointment, some sort of aesthetics appointment, spa appointment, or just self-care in general. This could also have to do with maybe something that you're doing for work, possibly if some of you are in cosmetology or aesthetics or something like that, or you work at a spa or you do nails, nail technician, something like that. Page of Pentacles tells me that day you're really prioritizing, even just with get back to basics, practical decision making, especially when it comes to finances or spending. It's almost like I kind of wish, because now that I've gone through the cards in my head, I'm finding it easier to connect the charms to the messages. So it's almost kind of good that this happened, because I feel like I'm just more, things are flowing a little easier. So maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to change how I do my weekly readings. I like shuffling right there and reading the messages right away. But today, it's something about going back, starting over, trying again is really strong for you. Get back to basics. Like if you were to take anything from today's message, be okay with starting over. Four of Wands, you've got the door. Oh, this is interesting. This is like the spilt milk. It talks about don't cry over spilt milk. You've got the glasses. This could literally be an eye appointment Wednesday, Thursday, okay? But typically it makes me think of seeing something clearly. You've got this little bucket can talk about a couple things. In the tea leaf deck, it talks about time to get out of a situation. There could be a situation Wednesday that you're realizing, okay, it's time to close the door on this or get out of the situation. It could also be, like I said, crying over spilt milk. You might realize like something's already done. There's no sense in dwelling too much on it. Obviously, it's okay to be upset. This is like 5 of Cups energy, but there could be, maybe that's kind of the starting over message, like let's move forward. The door could be a guest. Sometimes I think of a guest or a door opening, an opportunity opening. And then Four of Wands is just a beautiful card of support and achievement. It could mean that you're feeling very stable with something that you're doing that day, or there's an achievement or something to celebrate, or just really supportive people around you. Fours are stable and secure and comfy, I find. Sometimes too comfortable when you're looking at things like the Four of Cups, right? It can bring up boredom and dissatisfaction, craving that excitement. But with the Four of Wands, it's just a beautiful, happy celebration type of energy. On to Thursday. I love this. You've got sprouts. You've got the school bus with the Page of Wands. There's definitely something with get back to basics. I was getting something about getting back to the fundamentals or relearning something or going back to the drawing board came through. So something about education or information that you're learning. It could be something you're doing on your own, or even like, I don't know. I was getting with the spider card, joining some sort of class, like art class or something. So maybe there's something you're doing with friends this week, like joining a class. Like I know local to me, there's sometimes, pottery classes or painting classes, baking classes. I took a ukulele class one time. So there's different things you can do. And I feel like you're doing it with people this week. I had gotten, and I don't know, I think I had set them out during the reading, but I saw 3 of Cups. I don't know if it was, the problem is when I'm done a reading, and this is why this is different for me, I don't remember what group got what, but I do remember, I think it was your group. 3 of Cups did come up, but I just thought of it now anyways. And I had said it in the background. I don't remember what group it was, but in any case, I am seeing maybe something you're doing in sort of a social setting. You've got go for a walk. Okay. So maybe I'm seeing that for some of you, you could be going for a walk, to get inspiration with something or to clear your head possibly. And that could also be actually getting back to basics. Maybe some of you are just wanting to like get back into exercising or something. So going for a walk, just something simple, easy, if that's something that you like or something that's easy for you, but it could just be saying to like do something that feels good, that's like active for you. There's obviously different things depending on what you like and can do. I was actually thinking of getting back into aquabics. I really liked that. And that's like, it's a low intensity kind of exercise that is enjoyable. And I really enjoyed it when I did it. Sprouts, something's beginning. Okay. It could be like sprouts of an idea or like something is starting to sprout. And I think that's kind of connecting back to your persistence will pay off. I think if you stick with something, you're going to see early results is coming through this week. Others see you as lively, friendly, and witty. You've got, wake up, some sort of wake up call. 8 of Swords, the balloon, there's something that you are overthinking. And I realize it's easier like to just kind of say that. You know, it's not so easy to tell yourself that when you are in the midst of it. I think this might have to do with how others see you or others' perception of you, or possibly a situation that's bringing a lot of drama into your life. You can remove yourself from this situation, and you might be having a bit of a wake-up call about somebody or something. And this actually could be part of what's causing the reconciliation, potentially. But yeah, I'm seeing there's somebody you're realizing like, oh, I don't know how to say this, but you're realizing there's not, yeah, I don't know. There's a situation that's kind of making you feel like someone else has power over what you do in the situation, but you're the one that is in control. Okay. And even with the Chariot card, like this is you taking control of a situation. Some of you are worried about maybe travel on the weekend or how something's going to go. But I think this is good because like I'm seeing this shift from you feeling sort of like out of control, Eight of Swords energy, to being behind the wheel and taking control of something. I'm seeing you getting like revved up for something on Saturday. You're working really hard at something, or you're getting to work with something as well. It could just be, Saturday could be kind of a busy day too, where you've got a lot to do. And again, I'm getting something, some of you are traveling, potentially. This is interesting too with reconciliation, because it can talk about conflict resolution as well. And getting like a kind of a dramatic situation that's been going on that you're kind of over, honestly. I was talking to this guy the other day. We were just talking about, just chatting, getting to know each other. And we were talking about drama. He's like, if someone tries to bring up drama to me, he's like, I'll actually walk away mid-conversation. They think I'm rude, but I'll just walk away. I thought, oh my goodness. I think there's lots of different ways to kind of cut someone off if they're talking about something you don't want to be involved in. But I've never tried walking away mid-conversation. I don't know, it made me laugh because it's like, I'm somebody who's like, I'm always trying to like, I guess be polite, like it's just my personality. So like, I don't know, I feel like that would make me anxious to do that, but I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, maybe for you, that's what you're doing. It's kind of like getting out of a situation that you don't want to be involved in anymore. I think you're craving simplicity this week, group 2. I feel like you don't want any drama. You just want to like, anything that isn't deserving of your mental energy, you don't want to spend on that. I am seeing, oh wow, look at this. You've got like 2 of Cups essentially twice. Okay, so I'm seeing a relationship that is, getting to know someone, reciprocal energy, and investment. This could be connected to reconciliation with this. Like maybe there's something about an emotional situation with someone, but I'm seeing someone's craving some time with you. There could also be like a date. There could be an opportunity to get to know someone more in sort of like a flirty kind of way. Someone could be reaching out. I'm getting an important alert on your phone on Sunday. Somebody reaching out to discuss something with you or to talk to you. Could be linked to this. Someone could apologize or something like that. Who knows? Group 2, I love this reading. Again, this is kind of strange for me. I want to still try and get this up today. I just made a note on YouTube that I had to fix something. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just re-recording. Like I'm not... So I might still get it up on time, but if you're watching this and it's later than usual, I apologize. One of those like technology and just creative things. I tend to overthink, and then I tend to overthink. So maybe that's what you're trying to avoid this week, is overthinking. Very cool. I'm going to wrap up there though. I will get this up to you. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you later. Hello, group 3. If you chose the 3rd animal, which you know what it is yet, but I don't quite yet, then this is your messages for what is going on this week. What's happening? We're going to get you tarot cards. We're going to get you tea leaf cards and an animal familiar from the Everyday Witches Familiar deck. And I just used this one in a reading that I loved this reading so much. And I don't know, sometimes it's those readings that for some reason the algorithm just doesn't push out because not a lot of people are seeing it. So if you have the time, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. We look at what your unique magical abilities are, and we got very specific answers. We also pulled one of these cards to ask, what is your animal familiar? Yeah, let's dive into this week though. We'll see what animal has a message for you this week. You've got the unicorn. Oh my. Yeah, this deck has like more mystical animals, and then it has like barnyard animals, insects. It has like birds and wild animals, domesticated animals. So it's really a neat deck. But yeah, you've got the unicorn. So let's see what the tea leaves have to add. Group. I'm excited to read that one. Group 3. What is going on for Group 3 this week? What should Group 3 be aware of for this week? You've got the egg. Ooh, oh, I love this card so much. Success assured with good plans and hard work. Okay. Then you've got the lobster. So financial pinch. All right. Okay, we'll get your tarot in a second, but I do want to read to you your unicorn card. But based on these cards, okay, so this week might be the type of week where you're in a bit of a financial pinch. This could be just because lots of things like bills come out this week, or maybe you're just feeling like, okay, I need to really start being a little bit more frugal or watch my spending. An expense could technically pop up this week, right? Can every week, but just be aware of it. Maybe in your spending this week that there could be a bit of a financial pinch this week. And then you have, at the same time, success assured with good plans and hard work. So what I'm seeing with this is you're going to have success like if you plan accordingly. So if you were to connect these, it could say like, okay, yeah, there's a financial pinch this week, or maybe an extra expense, or maybe you're trying to pay off a credit card or something like that. You will be successful with good plans and hard work. Okay, so you'll be able to get through this situation. So let's see what we have for your animal message. Yeah, this category has like dragons. It has obviously unicorn, some other cool ones like the phoenix. Okay, we've got the unicorn here. Okay, let's read your message for this week. What the, ooh, oh no. Oh, I tend to like, I'm not very gentle with my books sometimes. The unicorn has long been depicted in stories as a white horse-like creature with a single twisted crystalline horn coming out of the middle of its forehead. It is said to be able to cleanse poisoned water and heal illness, and is associated with all things rare and elusive, representing purity and innocence. It is the epitome of fantastical impossibility come to life. This card is a less than subtle suggestion to focus on the good in the world, no matter how elusive it might sometimes seem. Oh. Yes, there is still purity if you look for it. In small children and animals, and the hearts of those who give without expecting anything in return. If you need, this is making me want to cry. If you need a healing touch, the unicorn may guide you to the answers you seek, or perhaps it will simply provide a comforting light in the darkness, glowing like a beacon of goodness and faith. This card is a less than subtle suggestion to focus on the good in the world, no matter how elusive it might sometimes seem. Wow, and it's starting to rain outside. The message here says, look within your own best self. It is at the core of who you are, shining quietly underneath the layers of hurt, anger, or bad experiences we all accumulate from life. Use the gifts of your spiritual path to help you reconnect with your own inner unicorn, that part of you that is still pure of intention, and do your best to share it with the world. Yeah, like, I think you're trying to spread good energy and positivity where you can, and you're also really recognizing the good in other people. You're noticing it. You're seeing it. I think it was Mr. Rogers. Was it Mr. I think it was Mr. Rogers. But he said basically like when you're watching difficult things happen, this is not an exact quote, but essentially when you're watching these things happen, look for the helpers. You know what I mean? So I think this week that's what you're doing. And you're noticing this purity in animals, in children, and people with good hearts. And you're trying to also do the same thing. It was interesting because one of the groups today, I think group 1, had a really strong call to be generous this week and help and donate and make a difference. And you know, if you see someone that needs help, like help them. Like that was really the energy that they were in this week. So you might be in sort of a similar energy, but yeah. Okay. Let's see what we get from the tarot each day. think this week you're just trying to, again, focus on things that make you happy, and you're trying to spread that and spread comfort maybe for people and do good things and recognize good things, and maybe you're just noticing it more. Like you might lately have been really sort of fixated and focused on negativity, which is of course easy to do, but maybe this week you're just sort of noticing, you know, what else is there. I mean, it's like anything too, like you look at, oh, strength on the bottom, just flipped upright. I'm just going to put that there. But you know, it's like anything, right? Like even the comment section, I could get, you know, on a certain day, you know, a bunch of beautiful comments, but sometimes it only takes one, right? And that's the one you're going to notice. And it's like anything, right? Like it's just, okay, let's get you some tarot for each day. We're going to get you 7 tarot cards. And I read them kind of all together as a whole. We kind of see how they all come together. But let's see. So Monday, you've got 2 of Pentacles. So yeah, this could be the day or part of this whole financial pinch situation. Maybe you're doing some like, oh my goodness, I just dropped a bunch of cards. Sorry. Maybe you are like, this can sometimes be when we're like trying to balance things or, you know, pay things or just sort of juggle different things. You might find there's a lot to juggle this week, okay, expense-wise, you know, which is not really fun. But it is, you know, something that happens. Maybe you're just trying to like maybe budget where you can to pay for something, or like, you know, cut back in certain areas or something like that. Okay, Tuesday, you got the Devil. Wednesday, the Empress. Thursday, the Lovers. Wow. Major Arcana cards, 3 in a row. 2 of Wands for Friday onto the weekend. You've got 2 on Saturday. So it's interesting when we get 2 cards, because I just take them both and I kind of look at them together, but we can look at them individually as well. And then Sunday, you've got the Sun card, Sunday. All right. 3 of Cups on the bottom. I think there's something happening this week that's like bringing a boost of positivity into your life with friends, or something that's happening with people. I'm also seeing you sort of like, yeah, there's something that you're doing with others that's bringing this optimism or sense of just comfort. It's a big week for you, Group 3, as you have 4 Major Arcana cards. So I sometimes use that to kind of gauge, like, because I say this all of the time. Like some weeks just feel like regular weeks. Nothing too, you know, noteworthy happens. It's just kind of like a regular week. Obviously, things happen throughout the weeks collectively that creates change, slow change. But, you know, some weeks nothing we can really think of really stands out necessarily in that moment. So keep that in mind. But other weeks, big things do happen, and you do have 4 Major Arcana cards. Okay, so that does bring in some pretty big change. So let's get started. We'll go through the charms and the cards, and yeah, let me know if you noticed anything that I missed today, or if a certain charm means something to you. Always feel free to read along with me. But let's get started. So Monday, you've got My Diary. You've got the Bell. There could be some sort of announcement on Monday. Okay, this usually represents an announcement. My Diary, it could be encouraging like journaling or something like that. Or there's something maybe someone's sharing with you, something that they were keeping secret could be announced possibly. Like I said with Monday, juggling is the focal point for Monday. This is also, you might have heard me call it one of my busy day cards. I've got a couple, and this just might mean that Monday there's a lot going on. You know, lots of appointments, you're trying to juggle your schedule, fit things in possibly. As far as the financial pinch card goes, sometimes this card can have the energy of like robbing Peter to pay Paul. So that might be something that you're feeling right now. You could also be, sometimes I even get this card when transferring money from like account to account, okay? Generally too, this represents like, you've got enough right now on your plate, don't add too much more. You're doing a great job juggling what you have right now, but any more and it could get kind of a little bit too overwhelming. On to, this announcement might be about an approval or something. Someone might be giving the go-ahead to something, or some sort of approval. Thumbs up is generally like, okay, yep, go ahead, or a yes to something, encouragement. It could have to do with actually social media. There could be a lot of engagement with something as well. Actually, I'm getting social media. I'm getting something about like, you know, the alert bell. By the way, subscribe. I'm so bad at reminding people to do like the YouTube-y things like subscribe, like, and all that. So the bell, the notification bell, if you subscribe and like, this is such a weird time to mention it, but it just came in. But anyways, it reminds me of the notification bell. So maybe it's something about social media. Okay, you've got the honey wand and you have the popcorn. And that's the thing, like I said with the charms, this could be literally you going to see a movie on Tuesday, sorry. And the honey wand, it's making me think of like sweet results, but I'm actually thinking of like a wand. Sorry, I'm coughing. Honey makes me think of bees, which make me think of productivity. You've got the devil as your card that day. So the devil, I think, is kind of touching on what we were reading from the unicorn, okay? Like, I think that you're really, I don't know how else to say it other than you're very aware this week of good and evil. Yeah, you're that's honestly the best way I can say it. The devil card could also, with financial pinch, be sort of asking us to look at maybe our spending, if it's getting out of control, or anything that we feel is like out of control in our life. I could talk, of course, about addiction or obsession. I'm getting something about like the sneaky kind of nature of things that bring us comfort that can get out of hand. I don't know how else to say it. Like, that's just coming through. So someone might know what that means. It asks us to look at things in our life that may be becoming out of hand or toxic or out of balance, which is interesting because the day before you got lots about balance. There could be something you're trying to bring into balance. That to me is what the devil card can be about a lot of times, is where is something out of balance? Where has something gotten out of hand? Too much of anything can get out of control, and that's sometimes what the devil card can talk about. And then linking back to the lobster card too, there could be some like materialistic things you're taking a look at as well. You know, why am I buying this? Why do I need to have this? Am I consuming too much of this anything, right? Am I buying this just for the sake of like fitting in? Like, it really kind of asks us to look at materialism. So maybe that's something you're taking a close look at that day. Success assured. And I like that this popped out too, because this can be like the strength card is kind of what will defeat the devil, is like having that inner strength, and that restraint is coming through actually. All right, so Wednesday you've got love with the Empress, very nurturing energy Wednesday. This could be you. You've got the nail polish too. Maybe I'm getting, this is so specific, but maybe some of you are doing something with a very motherly or nurturing person, maybe going to a spa or getting your nails done, or doing something loving and caring for someone, or even for yourself. Because the Empress to me is very much about self-love as well, but very loving energy all around. You've got the circus tent. This can be something that's kind of chaotic or busy, or honestly just really fun. There could be something really fun happening that day, but love is like the core feeling for Wednesday, particularly like a nurturing kind of loving energy. I'm really seeing people like strengthen, getting like strength with why can't I talk? Strength together, like building each other up and being stronger together is coming through really strongly. You've got Thursday, you've got the shovel, and you've got the little fortune teller with the crystal ball, and the moon with the astronaut. That's interesting because the shovel can talk about something you're uncovering on Thursday. It can talk about a breakthrough. There could be like a breakthrough financially. There could be a breakthrough in a relationship. There could be a breakthrough, something you're working hard on, but I'm getting a breakthrough on Thursday. Strong like High Priestess energy, or yeah, it's making me think of actually the High Priestess card from this particular deck. So yeah, maybe listen to your intuition about something. Also the astronaut on the moon, like the moon energy is coming through, so intuitive energy. Let me know what you get from this, if you pick up on anything I'm missing. The astronaut on the moon, I'm just imagining this astronaut kind of like looking at Earth from the moon perspective is coming through with this astronaut. Yeah, the Lover's card can be a decision. It can talk about when we're making big decisions, and you do have the Two of Pentacles on the board, which can talk about weighing options. You also have Two of Wands, which can also be a decision. So there could be a big decision to make this week. And it, of course, can also talk about relationships, right? Strengthening a relationship, loving connections, I'm seeing so much love, honestly. On to Friday, you've got the word seen and noted. You're seeing something Friday. You've got the little microscope. You've got the beaver and the squirrel. Okay, so this is a day where I really feel like the good plans and hard work are coming in, because that's literally what these two charms represent. Good plans, planning ahead with the squirrel, and hard work with the beaver. So good plans and hard work, specifically Friday. There could be something too with planning and the Two of Wands, maybe something you're planning for on Friday. You're taking a closer look, you're making notes, you're being very observant when making these plans on Friday. It could be, again, financial plans or just something that you're planning for in the future, but you're very observant, you're taking note of something and seeing something ahead of time. Two of Wands, you could be exploring your options as well. You also have the little slot machine, which is kind of an interesting one because it could represent you're like taking a chance or feeling lucky. Just popped in something you're feeling lucky about on Friday. Let me know what comes in with that. Like, I'm definitely not encouraging gambling if you're in a financial pinch, but it could be something like lucky that comes in just in general, so more symbolically. Okay, so Saturday, hope. You've got, I love hope with what we read with the unicorn. That's what the unicorn was all about. You've got the little rabbit. So this is abundance. I love that. You've got sprouts. This is new things sprouting. You've got the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Love this. So much about abundance. So you could be feeling some sort of abundance on Saturday, just feeling very grateful, feeling very secure and comfy. I'm getting very connected to your family this week. Some of you have a creative venture or something that you do creatively that could also be doing very well, or an idea could be sprouting, a business or something like that. Just because I was saying to group 2, like the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands always make me think of entrepreneurial energy. It does not mean you have to start a business to be successful or have anything to do with business. But if you do, it could represent that like it's really doing well. Got a lot about emotions. This can also have to do with performances as well. You've got a 5 here. Make me think of like 5 of Pentacles, the mermaid and the sun. So the sun is just such a beautiful card. Positivity, optimism, celebration. I'm getting a lot about family on the weekend. Confidence with the Queen of Wands, feeling very confident. Some of you might be in some sort of performance, theater performance. This can also just talk about a lot of emotions kind of coming up. Very in tune with your emotions with the mermaid. New feelings for someone could also be sprouting, like a new attraction to someone. Could be developing, romantic attraction. I keep getting to tell you what the unicorn was talking about. See the good. Try to find the good and spread that because it's powerful. Okay, it's like they're telling me to wrap up there. So I'm going to finish there. Let me know, comment below, and I'll see you next week.